All right, we got here, I think it's 2007 Chrysler Sebring. It's a crank no start. I think he said he stalled. I'm not exactly sure, but maybe they got it to start for a minute. I don't know. I got conflicting reports, but right now it's not starting. Let's just do a scan. All right, we got 3 codes in the PCM, BCM. Let's do a report. 110,836. All right, we got in the PCM, we got evap that we don't care about. Internal shutdown timer rationality, maybe, I don't know what that means, but in the BCM we have fuel pump control circuit 2 open. That would cause an O-start. Invalid key. Oh, where's the security light? That dot is usually the security light, and it's off. All right, so should we look up this code, or should we just jump to the, you know, we're gonna jump to the brake clean, just see if it starts. I'm gonna spray some in. Ooh, the lever to the thing is cracked. All right. Yeah, I got that. All right, I'm just gonna spray some brake clean into right here. All right, let's see if it starts for a second. Yeah. It's actually running now. And it died. Okay, so seems like we have a fuel issue. It's probably low fuel pressure. All right, let's check fuel pressure. So here's the rail. Check it right here. Yeah, almost no fuel came out. Let me get a gauge. Stick it on there. Alright, and then this guy needs okay, so that's hooked up over there. Then we'll run our gauge up to the car so I could see it. Assuming we're not going to have fuel pressure. Well, it still started on those fumes, but we got no fuel pressure. Nothing. sure my gauge is connected. It didn't just go flying everywhere. Nope, that's open. That's good. Okay, so we have no fuel pressure like we expected. Let's go to the relay. Let's go get a diagram, see how the system's set up. All right, let's get a diagram for this. I wonder if this is the ones that just have their relay in the tip-em that goes bad. Let's see, powertrain management, engine controls. Yep, here's the fuel pump control. I just saw that wire. What is that going to? Hold on. Oh, so that's coming from the computer. Okay. So let's find this actual fuel pump. Alright, so right here is the fuel pump. And it gets power straight from the fuel pump control out circuit on the tip-em, which is gets hot at all times. Doesn't say from what. It's all built into the tip-em. So this dark blue and orange wire feeds the fuel pump, and the fuel pump is grounded. That's ridiculous. There's not even a fuse for it. On the other tip-ems, loose, there's a fuse you could check. Here, I got to go straight to the tip-em and find connector C and just see if there's a ground on here to know if we have wiring issue or the tip-em's not coming out. Okay, so once we're like this, let me just quickly look up that code. Maybe that'll give us the easier time to diagnose it. What was it? It's P127E. Alright, so it's just showing me on the fuel pump and right here, fuel pump control output. So let's see. So this code is one monitor when the find battery voltage greater than 10.4, and the main relay is on, and tip-em requested fuel pump operation. Actual fuel pump state is not equal to the desired state. So it's either a tip-em, a fuel pump, or a fuel pump control output circuit open. Fine. They want you to just check power with a test light at the actual fuel pump as the first step, which is actually that's actually a good move. It's just the question is, I don't know where it is. Could I get it on the back seat? If not, then it's easier to go at the tip-em first. So let me just look up where this fuel pump connector is. Look at fuel pump replacement, see if there's an access point for it. Removal. Nah, they want you to remove the fuel tank. Alright, we're gonna go to the tip-em first then. Alright. Alright, it's this guy over here. Okay. Fine. Connector 7. 2. But I want a picture of it. 7. Okay, so it's like this. So pin 1 is going to be, should be red. Well, it's saying pin 1 is not used. So that must be pin 1. Okay. Alright, so fuel pump control output is pin 11. So if that's 8, 9, 10. Okay, so it's this guy right here. It's the second row in. Now let me get a test light. If you want to see if we can have, I'm going to check now. I'm going to put this to battery positive. Here, this is a positive. Now, if I find a ground, it should light up. So I'm expecting it to go through the fuel pump. This wire should go through the fuel pump, through the coil on the pump to ground. So then we'll know we have continuity from here all the way through the pump. So, ouch, it's making a lot of noise. Alright, so it is this wire right here. And we do not have a ground. So it means we have an open from here to the pump, or the pump itself is open. Or a bad ground to the pump. That's the option. So I don't have a choice now. I gotta go down to the pump and you know, let's try to bang the pump. See if we get it to start. Yeah, it's looking like it's just a bad fuel pump. It just seems like there's no access port. You know, let me just check sometimes. Sometimes service information's stupid. Let's go to the trunk. Yeah, so they're not making life easy. Alright, you know what? I can't see anything, but I'm gonna bang right here. Let's see if we got anywhere. Yeah, look at that. I banged and the fuel pump's running. We got 60 pounds of pressure. This thing needs a fuel pump. Just to show, if you want to see another way you could prove to the customer that this needs a fuel pump, you can put a scope on the actual wire. You can check, well, now I know the fuel pressure itself's good. It just has an open in that. There's a little open in the, I mean, it could be the connector's bad, whatever. They'll see when they pull it apart. I'm not doing all that work to verify a connector. Let me just show you. I'll put a scope around that wire and you can look at it. All right, I'm just gonna hook up a scope. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to see a dropout, and then we can tell. Then you can tell 100% that it's a bad pump, because you should see the commutator. One of them should show a dropout, but listen, it might not show anything. Now the problem with my scope, that these two channels are not picking up. They're saying the calibration's off. I gotta use it on C or D. Alright, we're gonna go on, I don't know. Let's shut off, let's turn on, let's turn B off also. Okay, this will go on, we'll put it on a 10 amp scale. Let's go on this wire right here. Okay, I'm backwards. Okay, here we go. Let's lower the time base. And you can't really see anything. Let's pause that. We can zoom in. Okay, so in between 8 humps, we can see the pump speed, but I don't see anything drastically dropping out. I mean, it's not 100% even, but if I just saw this plane, I don't do enough of this to, this would not be enough to condemn the pump. But since I banged it and it started working, and there was no continuity through the pump, and now obviously there is, so I would assume that, I would say it just needs a pump, or, you know, obviously check the connector when they pull it apart, but that's about it. Let me just show you. I'm going to stop the car. I just want to show you what I meant by seeing continuity through the pump. So we'll pull this off. All right, now, see, so if I touch a ground on my test light, if I'm connected, I'm not connected. If I touch a ground, it should light up, and it does, you see? So now if I go to this connector and go to the pin we're supposed to be on, which is this guy right here. There we go, you see? Now I have good ground. It's going through the pump to ground. Before we didn't have this when I banged it. So I'm assuming just something in the brush is wrong with the pump, or there's something wrong with the connector, which I am not pulling the whole thing apart to see. That's up to the shop when they pull it apart. They'll warn the customer, they'll check the connector. If not, you know, they'll only do that after they could sell a fuel pump, I'm assuming. But yeah, that's what it is. Simple diag. All right, thanks for watching.